Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade
Shade
and
is
the
the
City.
city.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into our review of Ready to Love, Season 8, Episode 9, Blink If You Need Help.
Get out.
Get out. Get out of the sunken place. So, if you have not already, Shade Squad and our new viewers, welcome. Make sure that you've hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
And y'all, we just want to thank you for the support. Even though we ain't post nothing over the weekend, we're still growing and glowing. We love y'all. Thank you. Thank you. And appreciate y'all. So, but yeah, let's jump right into it and let's get shady. The couples are headed out on their weekend getaway. I noticed that this, I feel like this is the first time that I've seen this, but the ladies are riding separately from the men, which I think goes to show.
Is there more women than there is men?
There's
because I noticed the women were loaded in two cars. And
two cars, yeah. There's 6 women and 4 men.
Okay.
So Sierra wants Maurier to basically apply more pressure. Okay. And Kat, Lee, and Aries joke about being sister wives to Chris. I said, okay, everybody got a thing for, and look, everybody loves Chris. So the men arrived first, and I thought it was cute. They decided to let the ladies select their rooms. I said, okay.
First of all, no, it wasn't they. It was Cutie Pie Chris. It was Cutie Pie Chris that suggested it.
I think it was a bit of.
It wasn't. They agreed. It was, huh?
I think it was a little bit of him and Quinton.
No. Oh. Cutie Pie Chris was the one that suggested it, just like he was the one that went to go get the bags. Okay. They followed suit, but Cutie Pie Chris is the one that said it.
Okay. So yeah, once they get there, the men do get their luggage, which I thought was very sweet. Everyone starts to get a little bit comfortable. Phil is excited about some one-on-one time with Aries, and Maurier and Kat have a little one-on-one on the conversation on the balcony. And she's like, this is the first conversation they've had, and she's looking forward to, now, first of all, I feel like you're a little late in the game, but okay.
Yeah, but she's starting over, so she's just trying to find somebody. She said their connection is mainly over the phone, so she's trying to get in it. She's trying to get in where she fit in.
And she said she's looking forward to seeing this, I guess, husband vibe that, everybody be talking about. And I was like, okay, girl. So, yeah, then Nephew Tommy shows up and tells them to put away their phones, focus on deeper conversations. He points out they're unevenly killed, as we already said. There's 6-4. And lets them know one of the ladies will be leaving in the morning. In the morning. Okay. And they start to drink, and Maurier toasts and says, let their only ups and downs be in the bedroom.
I thought that was cute.
It'd be cute if it wasn't on a show about love, and if it would be like couples that you knew or something like that.
I think it's still appropriate. Let only your ups and downs be in the bedroom.
Okay. I don't feel like anybody on the show outside of Janelle and Quinton and Phil and Aries even like each other enough to. I'm just being honest.
He's a guy. Anybody.
I can't. Well, yeah, because clearly he ain't had no love, but had baby mamas and everything else. But go ahead.
Right. I said the same thing. So Jessica and Janelle are up in the room talking about how they only have one connection now. They focused in. Jessica says she is done with Cutie Pie Chris and she's focusing on Maurier.
She said she gave him a pink slip. Okay.
Was it? I think they gave each other a pink slip.
They gave each other a pink slip.
I think they was done with each other.
And clearly Texas is a right to work state because it was effective immediately.
But basically, she says that he's working with her on her lack of PDA. So Janelle said that her and Quinton's attraction and connection is just so natural. It just flows. But she doesn't want to put the cart before the horse. So she's just, wanting to enjoy the house. Now, speaking of the devil, when he walks his little thigh showing ass on in the room, so I gotta leave you with wanting more. I said, ooh, okay.
He's funny. He's cute.
He is. So now Quentin is down at the grill in my favorite color, no shirt on, in Hoochie Daddy shorts. And from the outside, it really looked like he ain't got on no clothes.
He was given Naked Chef.
It was, now that's a Naked Chef I would love to see. Not the one from Put a Ring on It.
Right.
Now Kat went and slivered her little ass on over there.
She's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, she said he is just
what you doing? Looking out here all sweating and stuff.
Yeah, she said he's glistening. She said he got the muscles down. She said it's a whole situation, girl. We seen it through the screen, so I could only imagine in person. So she tries to start up a conversation with him, and she's hoping that they make a love connection. No, boo, not today. Janelle walked her ass right outside, not letting that happen. So she came outside. She's like, "Why are you naked? I'll leave you for a second, and I come back and you naked." He said, "Come on, baby, pull up a chair." I said, "Oh." That means go ahead and interrupt this conversation. I don't give a damn. So Kat,
was it him that said pull up a chair? Because I thought it was Kat that said pull up a chair. I don't mind sharing.
No. He said pull up a chair, and she said, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind sharing." Kat said, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind sharing," and she said, "Well, you're not, because he's mine, okay, and I don't mind sharing here in this moment." I said, "Oh, Kat, girl, your name is Kat, but you don't know how to cat fight."
Okay.
Now, Kat asked him, "Oh, are you spoken for?" He said, "Absolutely." She said, "Does anybody else know that?" Janelle said, "Don't matter. He know it. You know it." I said, "Oh, I thought they was about to get blows outside." And Quinton just gave the camera a look like, "I'm going to stay right on out this mess."
Right. He said, "I'm going to sit here on this grill, flip my burgers,
and drink my drink." Now, Kat said that, she going to go inside, get her something to drink. Janelle was like, "Girl, bye. Like, you are dismissed." Kat said that man is in a sunken place. And he needs to blink if he needs help. I don't see him blinking, boo. He going to sit there and give you a dead stare. Now, during all of this, I don't know where the hell Cutie Pie Chris is. But because somebody is poaching on his lady, Aries. Okay. She seems to be getting super close to Phil.
Oh, yeah, he out here giving out foot rubs.
Yes, he is. They spend a lot of time together. Janelle is actually excited that the guys are in control this week. She said it's a lot of pressure to do that. And really, I think she's really just hoping that Kat goes home. Because Kat got to start over and she ain't really got no connection. So her and Q go by the pool. He said,
and it was so funny because the one person was without the connection was the one that wasn't in the bottom.
Well,
just saying, somebody like her.
Somebody thinks she ain't ugly. So they go by the pool, and he said, he's really not feeling the water. It's deep, and I guess when he was 4, he had a swimming instructor throw him in the water, and he been scared ever since. Yeah, me and that swimming instructor would have had to fight. That's what we're not about to do. You'd have lost your whole license, lady. So Janelle said, she's gonna teach him how to float. Now she asked him how he was feeling, and he said, he feels good. He thinks this trip is going to solidify some things. He said as it gets closer to the end of the process, he sees them going past that. And that's why he's excited to spend time with her. And she didn't say it to him, but in a confessional, I think she was a little, little gushy, little blushy, but she was like,
like a kid.
Yeah, she said, I feel the same way, but she hasn't had time to stop and assess things. So we found Cutie Pie Chris. He over there chopping it up with Lee. Apparently they talk on the phone every day. He calls her line every day. Her hotline be blinging. Okay. So
this came out of nowhere, or I guess we saw this develop kind of last episode, maybe kind of.
Well, I don't know, but he's been a gentleman. He's pushing her into the table. He told her she's a lot lighter than her luggage was. And she's like, I like to be prepared. I like to be prepared for everything. And says her dream date is for her and her partner to be going on a trip. And he said, you know what, we'll just get everything when we get there. He said, oh, he all for that. He all about that. She's like, okay, well, let's leave right now. Apparently that's a future plan that they're making. She loves it. She says she loves it here.
Now, they're all sitting outside waiting for food, and Sierra tells Maurier to sit next to her.
But after he was sitting next to Jessica.
Right. And Sierra Jessica isn't really here for that. She said that she doesn't share her Neiman's discount, and she damn sure ain't sharing her man. However, as Nails would always tell me, if that's your man, you need to act like that's your man. And yeah, he wouldn't have went nowhere if it was. And see, I would have let him go, Jessica. I would have done the same thing. I wish you would go.
But that's not her man. It's not. That's not her man.
So now, Maurier gets on Sierra about acting more like a homegirl. She tells him he's fallen by the wayside, and basically she keeps with this pressure. So they go to the side and talk. Sierra says she's used to better than this, and Maurier says that he's looking for someone to pursue him as well. He wants to live in his soft energy too. So he thinks that Sierra is guarded.
I don't know if pursue is the right word. I can understand a man feeling like they're wanted.
Right.
But pursued?
Yeah. Wrong word. So he thinks that Sierra's guarded and isn't ready to love like she thinks she is. Now, as they're up getting food, I thought this was cute. So Jessica comes back and she's over here making Maurier's plates.
There's elimination coming up. Her words, not mine.
I'm just saying. And this
she said elimination is coming up, so I'm gonna make my man plate and give him some dessert if he wanted.
So, this makes Sierra annoyed again. And she complains about, why isn't he pursuing me? I don't get it. And I was just like, okay, Sierra, I need you to go back to being funny. I don't know if the Robitussin hit you or what, but I need you to go back to your lovable, enjoyable self. So she said that, she's so ready to go and she's so basically detached that, she didn't even unpack her Louis bag. She ready to go. She's checked out. And I said, you say that, but okay. And then, they decide to have a game night and play a little card game. And the first question is, have you slept with someone of the same sex? And then Sierra admits that she
real fast. She real fast.
Right.
Yes, I loved it.
But she said that that's not her thing. She said she can't take that home to mama, make babies, or put them on child support. So she know that that's not the long term for her. I respected the answers.
She is funny though.
She is.
I thought it was hilarious when she was walking through the house like when she was on the phone with Diddy.
I really like if this does nothing else for Sierra, she needs to launch some type of like funny TikTok or like she needs to pursue some type of comedy. I really feel that way. She's funny as hell. And the beautiful part about it is when you're not trying, and I don't think she tried.
The next question was, do you think you ever met the love of your life? If yes, why? If no, why not?
Oh, you even skipped over the body count? Okay, cool.
Oh, I did by accident. Okay.
No, it doesn't matter. I just didn't know. That's why I was like, okay.
Well, one of the questions was, do the guys want to know, would they want to know a woman's body count? They said no, they would not want to know.
No one was interested.
So in regards to the love question, Maurier said that he doesn't think he's ever experienced it. And it's because he doesn't think that he's allowed it. But he's ready for something that he's never had before. And Sierra, she's like, oh my God, it all makes sense now. She's like, he's never experienced it. How can I expect him to give it to me? The love, y'all. Give her the love.
The love, right.
So then they asked about gender roles, and Janelle said that she doesn't have a problem with gender roles. She said there's never been a problem within their culture. Now, Cutie Pie Chris says that he doesn't believe in equality that society has going. I think that has a lot to do with where you're from, sir. I'm just gonna throw that on out there.
Right.
Huh?
No, right. He really, I mean, I
Mhm.
respected him for standing 10 toes down on what he believed in, but he isolated himself
I think it has a lot to do with where he's
where
from.
he's from. Yeah.
I
And
think
he's
that's
and
I
and
think
and he's from what, royal bloodline. So of course
yeah,
he's
I think that's a cultural thing. And then he takes it a step further and says that men are in leadership because women are more emotional. Sarah said, no, they're not. Men are emotional as hell. And of course, Jessica spoke up. She's like, none of that matters. She doesn't subscribe to this whole masculine thing. And Chris just said, he feels like Jessica just always wants to argue, and basically says she can run her household the way she wants to run. He gonna do what he want, but feels that if she don't change, she gonna be a 60-year-old cat lady.
that wasn't nice to say, Chris.
It wasn't, but he said just like paying bills, he doesn't believe that a woman should have to pay bills. Now, of course, the ladies agreed with this part. Now Janelle said that we were sent here to be a helpmate, and basically the Lord is not going to send you someone who can't carry the same weight as you can. Sierra and Kat said, oh, no, I ain't carrying no man's weight.
Wait.
She said, no. Janelle said, oh, we know. But I think it was directly
And
at
Kat.
Mm-hmm. Kat said that she wants to be in her femininity. Okay, she's done all that masculine stuff before. And Janelle says, she just
Kat
thinks
is giving
it sucks.
soft life, and that's okay.
Mhm. Janelle said it sucks that a woman who wants to do her thing is now being seen as masculine. Kat said that's not what I'm saying at all. And Janelle said, I didn't say that's what you were saying. So Kat's like, okay, can we cut the attitude? She said, no, we're giving all attitude. I was like, oh, wait, where are we going with this?
You're stupid.
How do you act like she said something about your mama? I can understand Sierra when she reacted a certain way, but girl, we're just talking about femininity and masculinity. What is going on?
Right.
Oh my God. So Kat told her that her attitude is nasty and makes her look very ugly, and she's sick of it. Chanel said, oh, got it. Next. Sarah's like, okay, this is giving real VH1. I don't know what
Right.
just
She's just
happened.
giving very love and hip hop.
Yes. Now Maurier went to go check on Kat because he says he doesn't like to see two Black women, especially a woman that he has a connection with, fighting like that. Janelle told Quinton that she doesn't understand because Kat needs someone to pay her bills, and that was on her.
I
Honey,
don't know where she got that from. I love what she said. She said, why they want to come with Big Barbie?
first of all, she didn't say she needed anybody to pay her bills.
Right.
Just because you're living in your feminine era and you're letting your man take care of the bills doesn't mean that you need him to. That's what he's supposed to do. So, Quinton, he's just disappointed in her because he said that he wants his partner to be mature. And at one point in this little not back and forth, but where she's explaining, I guess, herself to Q, she said something about like she's not arguing with somebody, like basically she called Kat ugly. And I don't know where she got that from because everybody and their mama on the show was
And
up
Kat is
with Kat.
beautiful.
She's
That
beautiful.
cannot
So
be
I don't
denied.
know where she got that from, but whatever. So Sierra and Maurier, they went to go have a private moment about his response of never being in love before. He said that he doesn't know nothing about that. It is a foreign land to him, but he's trying, it's something that he wants to experience. And he says, when he asked her what she's looking for, don't give the response like, oh, I don't want to tell a man what to do. Because he said that, he wants to give effort, but he doesn't know how because he's never done it before. I don't know how I feel about that, because people that have been in love, they have to get there somehow
Right.
without an instruction manual. You just kind of do what naturally comes to you. But that's neither here nor there. And she said, she understands more now. He's really just doing the best he can, and she realizes that she has to put in a little bit more effort and show him.
Or she has to have a little more patience if she wants to make it to the end to get her check.
So then he goes to check out Jessica while she's up in her room doing some yoga, brings her a bar of soap. Somehow she said she took a shower earlier. I have
She
questions.
said she went in there earlier and took his soap.
Oh, but that was a brand new bar. She was using his pube infested soap. Okay, well, whatever. Listen, okay. Basically, he
He's
says that
making plates and using soap. You don't know how deep their connection
there's a huge difference.
is.
Now he says that they have a really great friendship, but he wants to know if it could be more romantic. He says that he also has connections with Sierra and Kat, but he's leaning more towards Jessica. He just wants to be sure that, he's going in the right direction. Then Phil goes into Aries' room to tell her goodnight and give her a foot rub. Enjoying a foot rub, but she just wants to be sure that he doesn't have a foot fetish. Now she felt like it was a great, felt like, it was great for him to come in her room. And it was great for their connection as well.
We see Chris take Kat out for breakfast the next day. And they have a one-on-one since they've had no time together. Chris explains that his family plays Hunger Games and that they, have to have a kid to get in. And he explains that in his culture, they don't believe in life insurance. And his community flew him and his family in and paid to bury his mother next to his father. I said, that is a community. I keep telling Nels, let's move to Kenya, but she don't want to do it.
My thing is this.
We can have a nice old house, the same what we pay over here. We can have a whole mansion in Kenya on the water.
I'm all about the community. My thing is, I still want life insurance, because I don't know if it's because he's royal blood or what. Maybe he don't need it. But life insurance to a lot of people is generational wealth. So whether you fly me wherever, you pay for the funeral, whatever, I still want to know what I'm getting in life insurance policy. Is it?
You make points.
Because what you're not doing, you're not buying my land and you're not buying my house. So I still need to take care of that. And life insurance policy can help with that. All you're saying is
you have to live a life of trust. So obviously Kat can relate because she's also African. But I don't think Kat is gonna be out here with no life insurance policies. I can tell you that Kat is about her bag. She ain't gonna be out here with no life insurance policy.
I think everybody should have a life insurance policy.
But yeah, and so they seem to actually be having a good time. They laughing, ha, kiki, and it was real cute. So then Lee done set up a whole little step class for the group. And Janelle seems to be the only one that's not really into it and is sitting in the back pouting. No shade, Janelle, you were pouting. Lee says she doesn't know if Quinton and Janelle match up in the gym, but maybe that's not a requirement for him. I said, Lee, I was waiting on you all season. I was waiting on you at the door. Okay? Girl, that was shady. I loved it. Perfect timing, landing, everything was perfect. And you know what?
I know there was an unspoken connection that Quinton felt right then and there, and Janelle seen it.
And not even that, because she's been so nice and polite and whatever in the deliberations of eliminate. You know what I mean? She's just been, I feel like, so. I will say, I know I do go up for Janelle, but at the end of the day, if she would have came for Lee, like she came for Kat, I would have been done. I would have been done because Lee has done nothing to anybody. So yeah, I was here for her and her little comment. I appreciated it.
Yeah, I think Janelle has some little underlying issue with Kat now, because she felt like she was trying to step on her toes.
Right. Basically, Quinton admits, like Nell said, that he's enjoying this element, and it reminds him of why he was attracted to her in the first place. I said, well, so then Tommy shows up and excuses the ladies, talks to the men, and asks them who they're connecting with. Chris says he sees himself with Lee and he doesn't see anyone else. Now he says he also, oh no, I'm sorry. He also sees Kat, but not for real. He really see Leah. Now, Quinton says Janelle, of course, and says their connection is growing. Maurier talks about his connection with Sierra, and Tommy questions if the connection is deep enough. And Phil says he's not connecting with Kat or Jessica. And Chris says Jessica is too combative for him. And Maurier says Aries, and Quinton and Chris both say Sierra. So then Tommy calls everybody out by the lake. I believe it was a lake, and calls Maurier.
Chris called it the creek.
Greek lake. And he, gets up and Maurier, come deliver the news, come deliver the sermon. Come to the front, come to the front. So he calls Jessica up to the front, Jessica. And of course, she's anxious, and Sierra, she knows it's her time. And he tells Jessica that she's a great friend and businesswoman, but sometimes combative. This obviously does not sit well with her. Jessica,
looking at the preview for next episode, it didn't sit well with a lot of people.
Jessica feels that was heinous and malicious. He tells Sierra her playful energy can be too much sometimes. And he says he's bothered because he has a connection with them both. And then they leave us on a cliffhanger, of course.
Of course they do. They do this every season.
Who do you think is going home?
Sierra.
I think Sierra's going home too, and I don't want her to. But at the end of the day, I don't like this, and maybe it's just me, and I think I said this before. I don't like this narrative that they paint of Jessica. And maybe it's something I'm not seeing, Shade Squad. Does she really come off that hard and that like, and I think it's and this is no, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's because she is a boss woman.
She's not the only boss woman. She's not the only boss woman on the show. If you compare her, and I don't want to compare her, but just to give you an idea, but if you were comparing her to all the other women on the show, do you think that she's anywhere near as soft as the other women?
No, but I think that that's just a part of her, like, boss lady.
But that's what I'm saying. She's not the only boss. She's not the only boss on the show. She's not the only boss that's been on the show the entire season. We've seen plenty of boss women on the show on Ready to Love, and they can be soft. They can be vulnerable. They can show PDA. They can have a conversation without catching attitude and snapping.
I guess. Well,
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with who she is, but what I'm saying is I don't think that they're wrong.
Well, maybe her person just isn't there. I think she's one of those people that she doesn't open up for everybody, and maybe this just wasn't a good idea to go into this process.
I think whether her person was there or not, when it was asked for her to be a little softer, she said she ain't doing that. She didn't say, I'm not doing it for Chris. She said, Chris can't get it out. She said, I ain't doing that.
That's true. Okay.
So, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe her person isn't there, but she's going to have to be with someone who is okay being with a more dominant masculine woman.
Well, yes, drop down in the comment, Shade Squad. Let us know what you think, who you think is going home next week. And if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And catch us next week in a couple days, all that good stuff. For another review of, actually, I feel like next week should be the finale, but it's not because it's only part 2 of The Getaway. But still, it's episode 10 now. Let's
wrap it up.
Yep. Thank you. But thank you guys. We'll catch you in a couple days. Have a good night.
Good night.